The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright, so this is a 7-page, 4,000 plus word script. I wrote this almost a decade ago, maybe? This was a failed comic script. I couldn't get anybody interested in, well, not necessarily interested, but I couldn't get anyone to commit. I've tried, I cannot draw, I write. So I figured, why not share this guy with you guys in an audio story format? Now, I've got maybe 2 chapters, or should I say issues, of this written. Well, possibly 1.5. And if you like this enough, I might work on continuing that, or not necessarily this, but giving you some more of my original content, while still focusing on my what ifs, since this is a what if channel after all, so why not? But for now, I wanted to share something with you. My first, well, not necessarily first, actually second. There was one utter failure that I don't want to talk about, so I consider this my first story ever that I was going to actually commit to getting out in the world. So, here I am in a little focus group with one directive: find the man in black. Truthfully, I've no clue whether this man exists or not, but my friends here seem to think otherwise. Gray, a well-built man of Asian descent with this wicked tat on his neck.
As far as the tat goes, it's a constellation form of Apollo. It's pretty sick.
And then there's the woman to my left, Griffin.
A slightly muscular woman of Latina descent.
As far as the build, think featherweight boxer. She doesn't really tell us her first name, but she seems a bit eccentric and happy when it comes to the man in black. I bet you're wondering who the hell I am. Well, the answer's simple. I ain't nobody. I'm just a member of this little group. And then, of course, there's our intelligence expert and fearless leader, who goes by the name of Ruby. She's a pretty hot number who subsequently is dressed in dark clothing herself. We don't have a name for our little group. All we really do is talk and theorize about who and what the man in black really is and what he does. Hell, some people theorize that he's somewhere between friggin' Superman and Black frickin' Panther. Just to be clear, there's more people there. Those are just the noteworthy ones. And if you haven't picked it up, this is going to be from perspective. I'm sorry about that, but I was writing this as a script for a comic, like I said. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I'm going to get back into the story now. As for me, what can I tell you? I think he's just some guy trying to do his job, whatever that may be. It really was just everyone talking about their past experiences with this guy. Some seemed a little too radical to be true, but who am I to judge? I bet you're wondering why I'm here, huh? Well, I have no special story about this man in black, other than the fact that I have a similar build and clothing interest, giving me a possibility to be him. However, that's a long shot, if you're asking me. I have no recollection of doing anything these guys have claimed, or being anywhere near there. So, if you ask me, it's practically impossible. Unless, of course, I'm doing this in my sleep, which, nah. Of course, Miss Rupee ain't too bad on the eyes either. I mean, she's like a 20. Screw a 10. I can't stop looking at her. It just feels nostalgic to do so. I sometimes feel her looking at me when I'm not looking. However, my life changed the day I got the gumption to follow her out. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. This guy's a stalker. Not exactly. She dropped her pocket watch, which was clearly on purpose. I've been talking to Ruby long enough to know that she's not the type of person to drop something this important to her. She wanted me to follow her. I state once again, I'm no stalker. I nearly followed her to her car and then made myself known before it could get creepy. To clear up my throat, I make myself known. Excuse me, Miss Ruby. You dropped your watch. I know if some guy from this group I'm in just followed me to my car, I'd feel really creeped out too. But Ruby, she just looked at me calmly like she knew I wasn't a threat. Ruby then spoke. Good to see you, Charlie, was it? Thank you for retrieving my pocket watch. I swear there's something about this girl. Every word she says seems to be looking for the right word to allure me. Yeah, no problem. Except I just missed my bus, and that's the last one for the night. She chuckled slightly. It wasn't one of those what a loser laughs. In fact, it was more like I reminded her of someone she knew. Well, if it's a ride you're needing, I'll handle it. Hop on in. I thank her and throw my bag in back and then enter the car. The situation strikes me slightly odd. I mean, sure, we get along well in the group meetings, but for all she knows, I could be some sort of creeper that's gonna knock her out as soon as she gets in the car. Crap. She could be the creeper. Nah. I just can't see her being like that. Ruby starts the car and asks, where to? I blinked for a second. Oh, I live in the clock tower over by 4th and Hennessy. She pauses for a moment. It took a second to think about it. She makes one of those eureka hand gestures. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'll take you there, no problem. It's a little out of my way, but it's my fault you missed your bus, so no problem. She drove pretty well and even took the shortest route. I mean, sure, Pendulum Town is filled with tickers, but I like my ticker the best. It's the biggest timepiece in the city, and I don't know how many years. Never was really good with time. My clock tower has been around. My clock tower is a little different, however. A lot different, actually. It's a globe-shaped clock with hints of gold dust and accents of black to it, and in my book, the best view in town. Damn, she really knows this town well, since we got here pretty quickly. Of course, it would only be common courtesy to invite her in for some tea or something as a show of gratitude. I don't entertain people often in my home, but I think I could see her stifling a look of terror. I quickly tell her the elevator does function, and she sighs in relief. I open the door for her and motion to the elevator. Another odd fact about my home. My lift is a corkscrew type. We didn't make much small talk as we ascend to the main loft. All the while, I'm resisting breaking the ice for the moment I enjoy the most. The way people smile when they see the veranda. Ruby takes a close look at my lock, and I can tell what's coming next. Why do you have a biometric lock for a ticker room? With that, I knew she was local. I take home security seriously. I go to the fridge to see what I've got, and just my luck, beer was the only beverage available. I asked her if that was okay, and she laughed. Not one of those "you idiot" laughs, but more like a just what I needed laugh. As I step out of the kitchen, brew in hand, I noticed Ruby was on the veranda, so I walked next to her, and I swear I had no control over what came next. By the stars, you are a light to behold. Sweet grandfather clock, what did I just say? Ruby laughs once more, whilst I remain in my stupor and start mumbling to myself. You always did know how to make me feel wanted, Kronos. I heard the sound clear as day, but knew it wasn't my ticker. Ruby turns around to see me on the ground. She began to say something I couldn't comprehend. Now, like I said, he couldn't comprehend this, so this little bit is for you. Crap! Looks like he heard that. I've only got 2 more strokes left, and I can't use them too quickly. As I was out of it, I saw him clear as day. I saw the man in black. He was wearing an obsidian and pearl jacket and a black mat and mask that had the same color scheme. Only like half and half, a duality type deal. The mask looked more like a form-fitting helmet, but I digress. The man in black was walking closer towards me each second. Charlie, are you okay in there? Slightly dazed and shaking my head as I come out of my vision, I noticed concern coming from Ruby's face. I tried to speak, but it was for naught. My voice resisted my call to comfort the beauty by saying, I'm okay. Try as I might, it just would not come. Ruby went to get me water from the sink. It didn't take long for her to find a glass. Lucky guess, I suppose. Here, you should drink this. I think it might help. I drank from the glass of water, as if it were ambrosia, steadily quenching my parched throat. As soon as I could form words, again I mutter, the man in black. Ruby was puzzled, so I'm assuming she heard me. What was that? Ruby commented as if to double check on what she heard. Before I fainted, I had a vision of the man in black, but I've had no recollection of meeting him at all before today. I must be losing my mind. Alright, switching to Ruby's point of view. Tread lightly, girl. This could be bad. Well, in all honesty, it could be worse. So it's time to calm him down. Look, Charlie, you're not crazy. I'm sure this is all some stress of some sort. Don't worry about it. Here, have some more water. I tried to comfort the man in front of me, but damn, this is hard. Come on, Ruby. You've got this. Just make sure you don't slip up again. I'm sorry I freaked out like that. Cogs, you must think I'm bonkers. I gave him one of those chill-out boy looks, and I'm hoping he noticed, because I got closer to him and plotted a seat. So, what do you have for entertainment around here, Casanova? That change of subject seemed to work well enough, and we watched some comedy of some sort. By the night's end, I had to go. Didn't want to risk messing up again, so I gave a casual goodbye to Charlie and left.
Alright, back to Charlie, 2 months later.
I haven't had any visions in weeks, so I'm feeling much better after that. So I'm feeling much better after what Ruby had said to me earlier. Here comes a flashback. I'm sure you're just fine. These visions could be nothing more than stress from being the only guy that hasn't met the man in black. And we're back. So I'm just sitting in my dome chair playing some PlayStation, enjoying the seemingly endless free time I have.
Now, I was vague on purpose here, so it's time to describe Charlie's pad in detail. As y'all know, he lives in Clock Tower, and it's tricked out with what a guy needs. It looks more like a fusion of 70s bachelor pad and current time home. Let your imaginations get creative with it. The place is decked in a darker spectrum of colors, and the dome chair is clear, hard plastic with a black cushion. And that's it for the pad for now. There I am, absolutely owning in some Call of Duty, when Gray hits me up. Go for Charlie, I say as I answer the phone without fail. Hey man, it's me. Wanna hit the bowling alley? Griffin and Ruby are coming too. It took a second for it to click. Everyone's gonna be there. I was at the alley in 10 minutes. Ball and shoes at the ready. And me in full bowling dress. Ruby seemed to have the same allure she always had, though. I was happy to see everyone. That was until I saw the others weren't friggin' coming. Gray, what the? Come on, man. You said this was gonna be a group gathering, not a friggin' double date. Ruby and I aren't ready for that, I said to him in a quieted rage. All the while, he was rubbing his hand on his neck of Apollo the Hunter. The stars that made Apollo are the most accentuated point on that specific tat. But, once again, back to it. Dude, come on. If anyone's got a chance with Ruby, it's you. I mean, damn. Don't you see how she looks at you? And how she's super nice to you? Come on, man. I don't think she'd be taking care of you if she didn't love you. We may be friends, but I had to hear that she moved in with you from her. You should have told me, bro. He pats me on the back with enough force to make me stumble. Funny how he can make me feel like crap and still be my bro, but them's bros for you. I'm not exactly short or stringy for that matter. I've got a good muscle build. In fact, I've got more of a build than Gray. He's more of a medium build and is about 5'9". So how'd he disrupt my balance at 6 foot even and roughly 220 pounds. It's that kung fu, man. He just happens to be a master of it. Thanks to the Man in Black inspiring him to do great things, as he would say. That and I've got anemia, something awful. Everyone in the group's been touched to be incredible by the Man in Black. Except me. I, with great grace, take my position as Ruby's partner, and then fun ensued. Griffin and Gray take a seat.
That's it. You've beaten us as much as we can take.
Griffin added to her boyfriend's comment.
I think that's an understatement, dear. They bowled perfect games. We were way out of our league there.
I just shook my head.
What are you expecting? I'm a TF Bowling League champion 3 years running.
Everyone looked at me weirdly for a moment. I shook my head again. Where'd that come from?
Ugh.
I love bowling, but I'm no pro. I was just lucky.
And there they go again with those expectant looks on their faces.
Like I'm supposed to do something else. Ruby cuts in.
Well, it's been nice, but I should get going. Hey, Crow. Charlie, want a ride home?
I noticed that she started saying a different name. Crow? What could that be? Chrome? Core? Crow? No. Different name. Crow.
It's Kronos. It's a name they all respect.
It's... great. It's happening again. I'm seeing that man in my head. Go away.
No, not this time. I'll be right here. I won't be pushed back again.
I must be crazy. And I fell to the floor.
Later at Charlie's pad. Or should I say later at Charlie and Ruby's.
Thanks for the ride, Ruby. Sorry I fainted. Again. I must be an idiot for making a fool of myself in front of you. Twice, I said with exasperation in my voice and face.
Calm down. You can't control the fact that you're feeling weak right now. So, how about some food? Yeah?
I get up to get something for us to eat, but Ruby forces me down.
You are going to shut up and sit down while I grab us some chow. That's right. Get a good look, boy. You know you want to.
Look, voice in my head. I don't need this.
Oh, yes, you do. I've got some news for you, Charlie. The dam is leaking. One more crack, and the floodgates open.
What are you talking about? Floodgates for? Ruby turned around and raised an eyebrow. Sorry, I'm not feeling 100%. I'm babbling. I waved my left hand in the air. Wait, is that glowing? I take a look, and the black glow is no more. Stupid anemia. It's making me crazy. Ruby made some sandwiches. I wasn't in an eating mood until I noticed my girlfriend's glare. If looks could kill. I ate half the plate. That seemed to satisfy her.
I'm going to bed, okay? Join me when you feel up to moving. Got it?
I answered with a simple, yes ma'am, as I turned to watch her, well.
These two got together It was all Ruby's doing. I'll explain that later.
A little later, I join her. Ruby and I were walking in the park together. Call it lame if you wish, I don't care. Ruby had her head on my arm, enjoying the walk.
Don't go near that bench over there, Andre. There's a sketchy-looking guy that way.
Great. Voice guy's back after a month of leaving me alone to bask in my sanity, and you pick now to pop up in my head?
At least you know better than to speak to me out loud.
I started walking towards the bench in spite of the voice.
Idiot! I told you to avoid that area.
Shut up.
You're gonna regret this, Charlie.
As Ruby and I got closer to the bench, I noticed that he was right. There were some guys that looked shady as all hell. Dark sunglasses, hoodies, with hoods big enough to hide their identities, and I could swear I saw something bulging from their backs. Yeah, let's go somewhere else, Ruby. I don't feel right about this place, I said with a bit of a smirk.
Alright, whatever you want, son, Ruby said while smiling. Charlie, get down now!
Much to my chagrin, he's been right so far, so I grab Ruby and hit the dirt, just in time to miss an energy blast. Ruby gets up with an angered expression, but it was directed at our assailants. One of the hooded figures turns his head like an owl.
Why don't you die, Kronos? Make it easier on us.
No matter. You shan't live for much longer. Getting a good look, I could see it was a young girl. She took her hood off and tossed glasses, revealing... What the? An owl? So she's some type of alien?
To be more specific, she's a lore from planet Lawn. Shara the Loa of Nevermore Assassin's Guild. Mind telling me what you're doing here?
You should be dead. What the? Ruby knows this alien lady? And where... Oh, I said, what the? Ruby knows this alien girl? Where did that gun come from? Ruby Gem. I should have known you'd be near your dear Kronos. I mean, not only is he your CO, but he's also your husband. Now it was my turn to talk. Who is Kronos? What? Wait, did she just say husband? I deflated and slumped lower to the ground. To my lover, my darling Ruby. She was cheating on me with this Kronos guy.
Technically, she's cheating on him with you. Oh, and one more thing. I'm Kronos.
Shut up, voice guy. Like you're the other guy.
I mentally spat out vehemently. Guys, I could use some backup, like, now. Locked onto your location. Elise. Initiate teleportation sequence.
That's when a gigantic white train that looks sort of like my toy bullet train came trekking through and hit the other guy as a spark and crack could be heard from my vantage point. Ashlyn! You'll pay for this, Ruby! And the gunfire and swordplay resumed. If I wasn't so terrified, I'd be in awe because it was kind of awesome. It was a neat little one-on-one until Shara threw the little pieces of metal on the ground and they became soulless automatons.
Nice, kid. That's exactly what these things are. They are the soulless grunts. The grunts lack any thought process other than attack the enemy. They're tapped into the user's emotions, and unlike the other soulless, these have no capability for independent action.
Thanks, Wikipedia of all things, alien. How do you know this stuff that I don't?
To be continued, boy.
I'm getting real sick of you calling me that.
Huh. Like I care.
A few seconds later, the train treks off, leaving... What the? Gray and Griffin? Griffin fires off a few volleys from a, well, minigun-looking blaster, and Gray uses, well, that kung fu prowess of his. Gray took one look at me and said with confidence, "Don't worry, bro. We'll get you out of here safe and sound, and we'll talk about this later." I was too shocked to speak, so I assume I had a look on my face that spoke volumes. While Ruby and Griffin took care of the assassin and most of the minions, Gray took me to safety, all while also using me as a weapon. It was kinda cool.
I don't know if you've ever seen Romeo Must Die, but that scene where I can't even remember the protagonist's name. Was it Lee, Lou? I can't remember. John. I can't remember his name. But yeah, it's been a while. But think of that scene where dude was using Aaliyah as a weapon to fight the girl because he wasn't gonna hit a female. But yeah, think that.
Once we're in a safe spot, Gray started to explain things.
Bro, I'm sorry, but you have to hear it like this, but
You are Kronos. At that statement, I heard the sound of an alarm going off. No. You're joking, right, Gray? I can't be this Kronos guy, can I? I said weakly, shaking all hope and belief I had in anything.
Sorry, kid, but our Gray is telling the truth.
If that's the case, then why haven't you taken over?
You'll find out why really soon. I swear this shall be over soon.
What does that mean? Hey, I'm talking to you, voice. Answer me! Ow, that hurt. Not a peep from him. At all. He took the mysterious route and left it at that. Between my internal argument and Gray's attempt to get me someplace safe, there wasn't much to focus on. Just run. Run like never before. And run we did. It would be just my luck that I had a fainting spell at that moment. Gray stopped to pick me up, but was conked on the head by Ashlyn, the android we had assumed dead. The android bound Gray in some sort of energy field, quantum cage, used to deal with the strongest of beasts. Oh, so you're talking again, huh? And like that, he shut up again. While I was being brought back to the scene of the struggle, I put up no fight, still slightly weak from my damn anemia-derived fainting spell. As we got back to the original point of conflict, Ashlyn shouted, "Surrender or he dies." Both Ruby and Griffin began to drop their weapons. "Don't do it! They'll just kill you!" I shouted as loud as I could, and kneed Ashlyn as hard as possible, causing her to throw me. I landed on a bench after, well, a few branches
slowed my, approach. Unfortunately for me, however, the blunt force impact from the landing on the metal bench kind of snapped my neck. Ruby's point of view. No! I scream in tears as I fell to my knees. Shara just had that smug look on her face. He's dead. The fool is finally dead. Kronos is no more, and that's what's better. He died not even knowing he was Kronos. Talk about irony. I motioned for my gun and fire a round, hoping to kill the one that took my dear Charlie from me, and my beloved Kronos. Griffin had the same idea, but we were stopped by grunts. And then, began what I hate most about these bad guy types. The monologue. How sweet revenge can be. That monster had slain my entire clan. I feel no remorse for taking his life. I have been waiting for this moment for 6 full years. At the age 5, I saw him standing atop the bodies of my kin, covered in their blood. I took great lengths to become an assassin. All that training and sacrifice was for this moment. I swear, if she cackles, I'm going to hurl. Just kill me and be done with it. Right on cue, as if she were in my head. I'm not so cruel as to not reunite you with your beloved. Get ready to join him. Am I dead? No. She dropped a gun, but why? Okay. I've had about enough of this I killed your clan nonsense. Charlie, no. That's voice is far too strong for him. That's... Boss! Kronos. Alright, we're officially on Kronos' point of view. My body was glowing with my unique Aeon energy flow of ebony and ivory, flowing seamlessly. Ashlyn and Shara hissed as they lunged at me. With a snap of my fingers, they were paused in time, yet still aware. First off, Shara, you've wasted 5 years of your life. I, in fact, did not kill your clan. I merely failed to save them. It was the man I was hunting that was responsible for that crime. You don't believe me? Well, I'll prove it with a little time displacement. With another snap of my fingers, we were all witnessing one of my greatest failures unfold. I was hunting down that man. Right there. His name is Vega. Clarence Vega. He's a grade A illegal weapons dealer and serious scum. Wow, her voice box is broken. Ashlyn replies and raises... Ashlyn raises an eyebrow. He built me. Small universe, huh? Shara was crying as she saw the truth unfold. Her clan was being murdered by his grunts. Behold, councilman. I shall prove the might of my glorious product, the Altered Solus. A product in which will grant you strength against your enemies. He had ordered the Altered Solus to begin attacking targets. The broker, however, had bit off more than he could chew, for the Solus attacked him as well. Not to mention the council that was there. As soon as he was dead,
I arrived just in time to save one child, and I would be damned if I was letting this madness take his life. Close your eyes, boy. They may no longer be alive, but they are still your clan. With that, the boy averted his gaze, and I put the survivors out of their misery. Alright, let me explain this. Soulless take host bodies for energy and function. However, the Loa are not compatible and thus had the energy sucked out of them and were just plain old husks that were, well, walking around like zombies. This is a fate worse than death. And if you're wondering why doesn't he just undo time and all of that, there's rules. I opened fire on everything that moved, and bodies started dropping. I motioned my Omni tool for a shovel, and the boy shakes his head. I got the meeting instantly. A pyre then, right? He shook his head, and we gathered the bodies and then proceeded to burn them. I saw a detail that I had no idea of. A young Shara had woken up from her slumber in time to see me put the tribe to rest, covered in their blood. If you don't believe me, we could contact the boy. I do believe he's a shaman now. She nodded her head in response. Very well, but I must first put something to rest. I pull out my badge and stare into it for a moment and whispered, Au revoir, Charlie. And then my wonderful train, the rail liner, ran us over, and out we went to our next destination, Shara's old home that had been rebuilt. Elise set course to the village of Vern. The Navcom came online. Thank Cortana, only more physical body and less virtual. Aye aye, Kronos. And with that, we were off. Like I said, I wrote this years ago. Like, almost a decade ago. And I hope you like it. Later.